All right, folks, thanks for watching. So I'm getting ready to go over to Hongo to get rid of some the old lumber from the old house that was in the backyard. So I'm driving my little K truck, and uh, the air conditioner broke. So I'm debating if I should close the windows or not to reduce the wind noise. But what I wanted to do is just kind of drive you along to Hongo, a really cool town here in rural Japan, even more rural than where I live in Miwa near Iwakuni. But this is one of the first towns that I thought, wow, this is a really cool town. But it's about an hour away from my day job. So, and then plus they don't have like a gas station and a convenience store and a little grocery store like we do. At least we have the basics, you know, so to survive if in the event of an emergency or we don't have transportation. But yeah, so let me go ahead and take you along. If you are watching on the Coco Lencho Raw channel, which is the just basically like that, just raw video of our Akiya renovation here in rural Japan, which later I take and I clean up, which later I take some of this video and then incorporate it into the Coco Lencho Japan channel. If you are watching from Coco Lencho Japan and you like to just watch a bunch of rambling and other stuff that just doesn't make the cut, but it's still probably interesting for some folks, yeah, head on over to Coco Lencho Raw. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to be respectful of people's time, you know, and Coco Lencho Japan, you know, do a little better job, clean out all my hums and all that stuff that my dad used to get on me all the time. But yeah, so let's go ahead and head on over there real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and close the windows and see if I can put up with it. Unfortunately, I had my air charged, and I think I have a leak because it did not last very long. But this is a little work truck, so. But today it's it's a little drizzly because it's rainy season right now in Japan. It's rainy season normally in July. So if you are going to come to Japan, I recommend not coming in July. July is rainy season. August is just miserably hot and humid because all that water that piled up, and it's just horrible. September, October, November starts getting much nicer. March, April, May, June, even better. So yeah, and then I've only crap. Sorry, folks. My GoPro fell down, and sorry about that. Again, this is all raw. So let's see. This is my first time using this attachment on this on the car. So, and like I was saying, I am going to turn on my GPS because I've only been there once, and just to make sure I don't miss that one turn. All right, so I am leaving the house right now, and like I said, I'm just gonna ramble along here. But I guess if one negative about this area where our house
turn
is
left
at.
toward Shanko Xian Dao 111 How, then turn right.
All right, let me go ahead and turn you off. So, lady walking down here. All right. Like I was saying, is this little hill right here? It's a little tight. All right. And this is the little town in which we are doing the renovation. And Hongo is about a 15-minute drive or so. Right now the weeds are growing like crazy because it's been raining, and you're gonna probably see people out there with their weed whacker like I've been doing the past couple of days. I'm getting a little distracted here because I'm trying to fix my connection here. All right. So it's about lunchtime, and so there's like some construction guy there just taking a break in his car. This little building right here on the right, I mean on the left, that building right here, it's like some sort of carpentry school. But every time I drive by, it's closed. But I would really like to check it out. It's only 5-minute walk from my house. So I'm gonna be coming check them out, see if they're ever open. It's probably one of those well-intended places, but just did not take off, and they probably don't offer any classes. But I peeked in there. It's like there's some lays for turning and stuff like that. I think this here is like a senior citizen community center. And then over here on the left, there's like a indoor swimming pool. And so here at Miwa, it's about, like I said, it's probably about, I say 45 minutes from Iwakuni, where I work. This is my day job. I work at the military installation, Marine Corps Air Station Iwakuni, and so it's a little bit for most people's standards, is a little bit of a drive.
In 300 meters, turn right onto Shanko Xian Dao 130 Hao.
For my standards, it's perfect because I like to get away from work. Even back in the day when I was active duty in the military, I would intentionally
turn right onto Shanko
live
Xian
a
Dao
little bit
130
outside
Hao.
of base, so that when I'm home, I'm home. All right, turn right towards Hongo. However,
Continue on Shanko Xian Dao 130 Hao for 3 kilometers.
it is nice having the conveniences of a military installation if you're retired like me. Well, I'm not retired yet from work, but I am retired from the military. And one of the reasons why we chose Iwakuni is one, because we're here and we're kind of familiar with the area and we like it. So that's a recommendation. If you're gonna look for an Akiya and a place to live in Japan, it's very hard to look online. Best thing is to drive around, travel around, take the train, whatever the case may be, and the place will find you. Like in our place, we've been here 5 years before we found this place. But we found the town. I like the town, but I still wasn't committed because I wasn't sure if I was going to be going back to the States for work. Then eventually I just had to make the decision. Just gotta just make a decision and go with it, right? So that's what we had to do. And once I committed, we got a little bit more serious, and we found our place. We really did not look at many places, maybe 2 or 3. Then once we kind of found the place, we went to a local cafe in town, which is like one of the few. Really nice couple that runs the business, and they have a really cool, I guess, the type of the building, right, which we always liked, which is shikui walls and exposed wood and all that stuff. And so we were telling her that we were in town looking, and she said, well, I know this guy that could probably help you. His name is Kayak-san. He has a construction business, and he's the one that built our establishment, she said. And there you go. It's just word of mouth, and that's how we found the place. That's how we found the carpenter, all local here in town. Which, it's a small business, but we kind of appreciate that too. Right over here towards the left, actually, funny is when we were looking, talking about word of mouth, right here where you see this sign, this colorful sign right there, uh, this other lady brought us over here to meet up with some local gentlemen that were running like the Akiya Bank here in Miwa. And then he did show us a place, but it was a little bit too much. And so it's like a little farmer's marketplace. And again, that was another little coffee place that she sells chestnuts and stuff like that. And so she's like, I'll take you over there and meet up so and so. And we came and met with him, and he took us to the place, and we're just chit chatting for a couple hours and so on. And actually, he said he lives around here too, in one of these houses that we're driving by. Right now, we're following along a really cool river. Also, here in the Miwa Hongo area is pretty famous for the fireflies. I guess they need clean, clear water.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Shankou Xiandao 59 Hao.
And so a lot of people from town, from the city, they drive up here to see them. Oh, also you can see there, this is Haranges. It's a season. It's probably towards the end. But really...
Turn left onto Shankou Xiandao 59 Hao.
Really beautiful. And I planted, I think, about 10 of them already at the house. My wife really likes them. And
continue on Shankou Xiandao 59 Hao for 3 kilometers.
And whatever makes her happy, right? Oh, here you go. So you have a long, quite a few of them right there. Yeah, so Hongo is actually higher elevation than Miwa. So say we're going uphill, and I have a pretty good load in the back of the truck, and I'm probably going to take two or three trips to get rid of all that wood that was left when they tore down the old house and built our current house, which was built in 1975. So I don't know if they... No, as a matter of fact, I know they did not tear it down right away, because I have a picture, an aerial picture, which I'm kind of curious how they took it back then, of the house with the current house, which we're renovating, and the old house that is directly behind our house. And again, right now it's 26th June, and we are having an open house to enable Kayaki-san to advertise his business. Again, he's small, local, and so that's a form of advertising for him. And actually, a while back, we were having a interview with him, with a young YouTuber that came from Tokyo, and pretty much asked him how he got started, and with his style, the healthy living shikui walls, which is that lime plaster, which is really good for absorbing the CO2 chemicals, and what you call it, sugi, which is cedar unfinished wood, and so all that his I guess company focuses on that type of building, and that's all he does. And what he was talking about in the interview is that when he he was having some health problems, and then on around the same time he received the fax, and yes, in Japan they still use faxes, about, hey, this is the type of company we can supply your materials and so on and so on, come check us out. They're in Kyushu. He said without hesitation he went over there, checked them out, and decided on the spot that that's what he was going to switch over, because before that he was just doing normal construction like everyone else. And so he switched. Uh, However, initially he was losing business because some people are not interested in that. It can be a little bit more expensive, but he had to, stay loyal to that.
In 400 meters, turn left onto Shanko Xiandao 69 Hao.
Otherwise, it would be kind of hypocritical of him to, flip-flop back and forth. If you're gonna focus on healthy living, focus on healthy living. All right, so I'm getting ready to turn here. So basically, the way it works. So here we are in
turn left onto Shanko Xiandao 69 Hao.
this little town of Hongo. It's much smaller than Miwa, but really beautiful. And I think they're kind of known for watermelons around here, because I bought some watermelons.
Continue on Shanko Xiandao 69 Hao for 3 kilometers.
Look at that old house right there. I mean, all of them are old. But yeah, so at the local farmers market, they sell watermelons from Hongo. Monkeys love watermelons, so I'm sure they're battling with them all the time. So yeah, the way it works, typical like everywhere. You just kind of drive up to the scale, you press a button, they weigh it, you come back out. I have only been to this place once, so not very familiar with it. But when I did get rid of, let's see what they have here. I'm not quite sure what kind of farm that is there. A beautiful river right here on the right. But anyways, when we bought our Akiya, which is typical in Japan, it came with all the previous owner's property. Thank God of a lot of it was not necessarily trash, like unhealthy trash. It's just leftover stuff, old furniture, old clothes, and that type of stuff. I immediately bought this little Kei Truck. It's a 1993 Subaru, and I paid $1,200 for it. And with this truck, I got rid of everything. It probably took me 10, 15 different trips. They do a really good job at recycling here. One recycle center takes wood, the other place takes the other type of materials, and so on and so on. So I just had to go to different places, get rid of it. But all in all, for me, so I kept detailed records of that, and I'll show that later on once we're done with the renovation. It probably cost me $600, $700 to get rid of it. So it wasn't that bad, considering the house was listed for 6 million yen, but without even haggling, the real estate agent said, we will knock off 1 million if you take care of the stuff yourself, which, based on the yen rate at the time, that was over $8,000. So I'll take that any day. Plus, it was kind of a learning experience, dealing with how to recycle stuff here. I guess the hardest part really was a old washer and dryer and a refrigerator. You have to get this ticket from someplace, and either you can take it over there or they'll schedule pickup, and so on and so forth. This washer and dryer and 2 refrigerators or something like that. It was good $100 just to get rid of those. Other than that, it wasn't that bad. Other places are much worse.
In 400 meters, turn right.
For example, if you get a chance to, I'm pretty sure you know who Tokyo Lama is, but if you don't, check out his channel. He has well over several hundred thousand subscribers, so everyone knows him. But When he bought his Akiya up in Ibaraki, it
Turn
was
right, then turn left.
it was full, and in this refrigerator he had, like, you know, leftover food for 10-15 years or something like that. All right, so let me go ahead and make it up in here. Hopefully they're open. Roll down this window. So look at this, just a beautiful.
Turn left, then turn left.
All right, I guess we could turn Google off here. I remember it out too. Next time I won't need it. All right. All right, look at this. This is misty, really cool. And up in here. All right. Konnichiwa. 全部大きいです。大丈夫？はいはい。はい。So I just have to fill out a little form. Oops. And just follow this guy here. There for a minute, I had to explain that, yeah, my address is in Iwakuni, but it's really Miwa, so. All right. One of the things I was asking him out there was concrete. How can I get rid of concrete? He said you can breathe 3 bags at a time. And that's why I just brought one little chunk just to kind of. So there's a lot of concrete stuff over there that I need to get rid of. Anyways, so three bags at a time. It's going to be that's another issue, folks, if you have a lot of concrete that you're going to have to deal with. All right, let's go ahead and pay. Let's see how much it's going to be. All right, so that was quick and easy. That was 2,850 yen for that truckload of, it was rather heavy, old, rotten wood. I could have probably just had a burning party there, but I don't want to piss off my neighbors too much by burning all the time. 2,850, top of my head now. What is that? Probably about $22 or so, something like that. A little drizzly. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just spin around that little town real quick, because I'm driving the truck. It's easy to maneuver through these narrow streets. That's that's one of the problems. Oh, we're going through a tunnel. And another little tunnel. If it wasn't for tunnels and bridges in Japan, Ooh, that'd be hurting. You could drive a long time going through tunnels and bridges. All right, so like I was saying, that was one of the problems with our, I guess our travel vehicle, which Nissan Murano. It's a wide vehicle, and sometimes we have gotten caught in some very narrow spots. And just having the little K basically stands for a small vehicle. Little K truck, you can go anywhere. This one yesterday when I was in the backyard, kind of started spinning a little. I just put her on 4-wheel drive and got right up. I've never really explored this little town much. Beautiful vegetation, all these flowers, clean, fresh river water. And I would not, if I wasn't driving every day and everything, I would not live. I would not mind living in a place like this. I'm pretty sure you can find a place pretty cheap. But unfortunately, they don't have a lot of facilities and stuff. A lot of farm houses. There in Miwa, at least we do have a grocery store, like a DIY type of store, type of place, a gas station, convenience store, a hospital, vet, dentist, that type of stuff. Bus station, which is like a 5-minute walk from our house, to take you to Iwakuni, and from there you can hop on the bullet train. We have a local airport that will fly to Tokyo and Okinawa. I keep grinding the gears, and get you out of here. If you need to go back to the States or travel anywhere. What else we have? Oh, also, again, in my case, being retired military, I have access to the base with some of those perks. It is nice having those conveniences. But I am trying to, let me see. Let me go down this way. Because I just saw that beautiful house. Look at that house. Through this narrow bridge. That's the beauty of having a K truck. It's just gonna take you ditching both ends, but look at this beautiful house right here in front of us. This one right there. Gorgeous house. That white wall all the way around it. Is that a house? I mean, it almost looks like a temple, but it looks like a house. Or is that a temple? I think it's a house. I don't see a shrine or bell or anything. So, okay. Old style one right here. Some gentleman here, kind of wondering what I'm doing. You gotta give a little bow. He's looking at me. He's probably like, "Who's this gaijin?" Yeah. So these are the kind of places where, I mean, I still do it all the time in my Murano, but it gets a little uncomfortable at times. This here looks like it's a little temple. And then go and spin around. See, I'm just gonna just mosey around all the streets. So I love doing that, especially when I'm on my bike, riding my bike. Ooh, I wonder where this goes. Well, I guess we'll find out. All right. Ooh, that looks narrow. Ooh, where is this gonna go? I'm not sure about that. if I have to back up, I'm not sure where I'm gonna end up. All right, let's go ahead and back up here. But I love going out in these little streets on my bike. The stuff that you see and find when you're riding your bike or just walking. But folks, this is rural Japan, so if you interested in this type of lifestyle, this is what you see. The good and bad and ugly. Let's see. Alright, well, let's find a little bit bigger street. You see that house right here on the right with the metal roof? That's attached housing right there. They cover it because it's so expensive to fix the attached housing. It'd be impressive to look inside the house. And all these houses right here. And here and there you see one of these modern ones that totally look out of place. Let's see. Hey, look at that one right there. that tool. Oh wow, that looks like a plow right there on the wall. That is a plow. It reminds me of the plow that my dad had on his little cabin in Mexico. Cool. Really cool. Alright, can we turn left? Yeah. So that's where this big house is at. All the rice fields. The rice is growing nicely. See all the weed eating. You can tell someone was out here weed eating earlier. I mean, look at this. This is just gorgeous. The water flowing right here through the ditches. I mean, this is pure, fresh air. I used to work with someone that she still lives here somewhere. And people used to make fun of her because she would come with a bunch of snow in her car. It's down in Iwakunya's sea level. Make it through this little bridge. Wow, this river's. And it's been raining and it's still nice and clear. Yeah, definitely uncomfortable in the other car. Not in this. Not at all. Alright, let's go through here. All I have to do is go back and pull more weeds anyways, right? Who wants to do that? All right. Shiki Yoshiwa. I've only been down this way once. Oh, over there's a sign for the fireflies too. How about this one here? Well, yeah, there's a bunch of abandoned houses. Let's go look at that so you can see what Akiyas look like here in Japan. At least they look abandoned from here. Which, unfortunately, sad. But see these houses, they're overgrown. The weeds are taking over. Yeah, definitely abandoned houses. Been abandoned for many years probably, which is very sad. Yeah, as the older population dies, the young folks don't want to come and live in here. Well, you can't blame them in a way, right? There's not much. However, we watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I see a lot of young Japanese couples taking on the renovating different Akiyas. Probably get some subsidies from the city, and then many foreigners really interested in, and then that's as far as I can go. Oh, dang it. Let's see where I can turn. Yeah, so there's a pump right here. Well, but let's see. Can I turn that way? I don't think so. Oops. Well, I'm just gonna have to keep backing up. That's gotta be interesting. Sure, there you go. Sorry about that. But yeah, many foreigners are interested in the topic. Even though I'm a small channel, I still get a lot of questions. A lot of questions about how to obtain residency. Ooh, there's a ditch there. So I'm trying to focus on the road here. Hopefully no one comes behind me. Around here? No. In my particular case, and I'm going to do a quick video on that one of these days, is how to obtain employment working for the U.S. government. So it'll probably pertain only to Americans at a military installation. As many people know, there were. Ooh, that wire came close. There are many U.S. military installations in Japan after World War II, and so therefore there are a lot of jobs available, and not just for military type of people, because part of the military, people come to overseas as a family, right? So what does that mean? You need teachers, you need service people, you need engineers, you need professionals, and so on. So it's not what you would think. And there are many very high paying jobs with certain contractors. Just to mention a few, they say, for example, Lockheed Martin. They employ a lot of computer people, cybersecurity people, and all that type of stuff. Making a really good income. Others can be, the service industry, which is fine as well, but probably doesn't pay as much as those big defense companies. But believe it, I think I can spin around there. I used to think, and I think a lot of people may think the same. When I was in the States, I used to think that, wow, Japan, you go over there and make a ton of money. Not so much. After being here, I don't. That's gonna be tight. I don't run into this person's fence here. God, I love these trucks. All right. And 4-wheel drive. Oh shit. There you go. Get out of there. All right. Sorry for letting out the cuss word. That was close. All right. Back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Yeah. Yeah, I used to think that in Japan you made a lot of money. I don't, yeah, I mean, you do, but I don't think it's, so I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can survive on, a relatively low income, I guess. very well. Uh, all right. Let's find a little bit more wider street. uh, if my wife was here, especially when I came like 2 inches from the electric fence and ditch. So she always tells me, "You're trying to kill me. You're trying to give me a heart attack." Yes, yes, yes. No, I'm not, honey. Just exploring. All right. All right, let's go ahead and head on back to Miwa. So anyways, yeah, living in the countryside in Japan, I think it's pretty cheap. Okay, I'll give you an example for taxes. We got our taxes not too long ago. Every April or so, you have to pay your taxes for your cars and everything. Our property taxes for the house was, oh God, maybe $400 for the year. Yeah, just go pay cash. Uh, Electricity and whatnot can get a little expensive right now. Electricity is going up, but our rental house, and we keep it warm. We do pay a good $300 some dollars a month, but we don't have double pane windows and that type of stuff. So we try to keep it warm. We're not trying to suffer too much. Let's see. Internet, probably around $70 or so. Water is much cheaper. Gas can be a little bit more if you use propane gas. One problem I have with this truck is remembering to turn off the lights after I go through a tunnel. I need to get one of those little buzzers to warn me that I left my lights on. Because several times, twice at least, over in Iwakuni, around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., the neighbor would knock on the door and let us know that I left the lights on my truck. And so far, I have not lost. I have not had a dead battery yet, but it's just a matter of time before it happens. So eventually, I need to get one of those buzzers. Once I get settled in, pull out my tools and everything. Yeah, it's just beautiful around here. Nice and clean. Nice local people. Yeah. Yeah, so I gotta head back to the house and load up another truckload and come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow, and that should be another $25 or so. Then start flattening out little by little the backyard. So much work to do. So much work to do. But if you've been following us, you can see that let's say 100% of the work inside the house has been contracted. At first, at first, you know, I was telling Choco, that'd be really cool, you know, and renovate the house and do the work little by little because I like doing that when I was in the States and did put wood floors on my house and that type of stuff in North Carolina. But you know, older house like ours, you don't necessarily have to do it, but like for example, you know, if you're at it, might as well put better electricity on there, right? Because you know it's an older house, so you know you start plugging stuff in, you trip circuit breakers, all that. Um, so then we also decided to go ahead and pour a concrete slab to reduce the humidity and hopefully keep the house alive for a long time. And all of that, the plumbing and all that stuff. So we just kind of decided let's just go ahead and contract it out. And then once we met our carpenter Kayak-san and saw his style, and just yeah, there's no way I could do what he does. So I'm not getting any younger. I turn 52 next month, and we're trying to, you know, build a place that I have no idea how long I'm going to live. I have no idea how long I'm going to live in Japan, but let's say I'm here till at least 80 or more. So that's 30 years. So we need to build a place that will last, but also we can grow into it, comfort wise, space wise, getting accessibility as far as being able to move around. If you've seen, everything is flat, and one of the reasons why is like I remember my dad when he was 80 some years old. He fell down, broke a knee, and then he was confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life, which was another like 5 years. And in the old house in Mexico, there was a step to the kitchen, a step to the bedroom, a step to this, a step to that. So he was pretty much confined to one little area. He could probably do a 360 in his wheelchair. And to me, that was very sad. So I want something that I can maneuver around. And so this house has that. Mine is going upstairs, but that's why it's Choco's craft room. I don't belong up in there anyways. If it comes down to it, we'll put one of those lifts that will go along the stairs. All this mist is really cool. Yeah, if you're considering a Kei truck, which I highly recommend you do, after I bought mine, which again is a 1993 Subaru Sambar Subaru, I started doing more research after the fact about it, and this one I guess the layout, they're all the exact same size, but the layout in the cabin is actually like I said, it's not really roomy, but roomier than some of the other ones because just the layout, right? So a gaijin like myself, not bigger than the Japanese person, I fit just fine in here. And then on top of that, let's see, it's a 5-speed, and then actually has a lower EL, lower speed. And actually, to get out of this little situation I was in a minute ago, I put it in the EL, so it automatically goes into 4-wheel drive, and it's like a lower gear, and it just kind of crawls out of a situation. And quite frankly, over there, because you didn't see it, but uh, like 2 feet from me, there was a ditch that I was going to go into that rice field. So I didn't want to risk it moving forward more than it needed to. But anyway, so 5-speed, supercharged air conditioner, but the air conditioner right now is broken. And so what else was it? All right, folks. Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, kudos to you. I'm gonna go ahead and go back home, and well, not home, but well, that is home, or future home, and pull some more Kuza from the roots. And here we are. Here's my 2-car garage. All right. All right, folks. That was it. We went to Hongo and back, and almost fell into a rice field. Take care. Bye.